Shut up. He talks so much shit. He's deeper in the shit than a man that is covered in shit. That's where he is, right?
Tested positive after traces of cocaine were discovered as a result of a routine test that was given to the voluntary anti-doping agent.
Do you go caught taking drugs, hear your charge. It's like fucking murder. If you fucking murder.
They've done him a raw deal, I think. But I say it as I'm truthful. They should have more brains. It was a fucking pathetic.
Boxing pros expose Jake Paul after Anthony Joshua fight, revealing a shocking story of recklessness. Allegedly taking banned substances on fight day, Jake not only failed his drug tests, but also humiliated himself in front of fans and the boxing world. What was supposed to be a legitimate bout turned into a scandal, with Joshua effortlessly exposing his lack of discipline and professionalism. This incident is a harsh reminder that ego and shortcuts never win in the ring.
2 weeks, I don't know, why would you take it knowing there's a possibility that it's going to be in your system?
Eddie Hearn doesn't hold back. Jake Paul is exposed as a complete mess, failing drug tests like an amateur. Taking banned substances around fight day shows a shocking lack of discipline. Joshua dismantled him in the ring, and now outside the ropes, Paul is humiliated worldwide. Fans and pros alike are roasting him. This fiasco cements him as a cautionary tale in boxing.
At least, the issue with that substance is it's banned in competition under the WADA code. And under the WADA code, in competition represents the day of the fight, which you could actually essentially fail a test for that a week.
Johnny Nelson tears into Jake Paul mercilessly. Taking banned substances for a fight you're already going to lose? That's peak delusion. Even with drugs in his system, Paul still couldn't touch Anthony Joshua, getting humiliated in front of millions. This isn't just a failed test, it's a complete public spectacle of arrogance backfiring, showing why shortcuts never beat true skill.
And people think, oh, you won't know what stays for 2 weeks. I don't know, why would you take it knowing there's a possibility that it's going to be in your system? And why would you take it for our sport?
Derek Chisora absolutely demolishes Jake Paul here. He's basically saying anyone caught taking drugs should face a 10-year ban. Paul's stunt is outrageous, and yet he still stepped into the ring thinking he could compete. Even with substances in his system, he got exposed and humiliated by Anthony Joshua. This is a textbook example of arrogance and incompetence colliding spectacularly.
You know, everybody who gets caught taking drugs should get a fucking 10-year ban, man. Fuck everybody. I don't understand why we have to fucking footsie around.
Adam Smith can't hide his shock. Jake Paul failing a cocaine test is jaw-dropping, especially given the stage. The scandal overshadows his already humiliating defeat to Joshua. It's hard to imagine anyone taking him seriously now. The combination of failed drugs, public humiliation, and being outclassed in the ring has turned him into a laughingstock overnight.
December, but Eddie said to me yesterday it's 60-40, so we don't know. I don't know if that is the case and he's failed a sample for cocaine. That's really surprising, massively surprising.
Duke McKenzie is incredulous, and so are we. 2 positive samples and Jake Paul still acts surprised? It's embarrassing. The ring already exposed his lack of skill against Joshua, and now science confirms his reckless choices. He's humiliated, and fans aren't letting him off the hook. This isn't just a loss, it's a full-scale public meltdown.
This is the point. How can he give a sample and then a B sample, and they both come back positive for a banned substance? It doesn't make any sense.
Gareth A. Davies lays it bare. Jake Paul was juggling 14 supplements, and somehow thought he could hide it. Combined with failed drug tests, it paints a picture of total recklessness. He didn't just lose to Joshua, he disgraced himself with a cocktail of banned substances. The scandal is massive, leaving fans and pros alike stunned and mocking him relentlessly.
I haven't been reporting on it this morning. I'm just slowly coming up. One of my colleagues, Jeremy Wilson's doing it for the Telegraph. He's the drugs expert or the doping expert on the desk, and I think there was something like 14 supplements that he was using.
Ade Oladipo can barely contain his disbelief. Jake Paul's excuses are wild, bordering on absurd. Claiming banned substances appeared somehow in his system doesn't save him from humiliation. Fans saw Joshua dismantle him in the ring, and now the failed drug tests add another layer of disgrace. This isn't just a loss, it's a public spectacle of recklessness, ego, and poor judgment that will haunt him for years.
If it's somehow in his system from other means, I know that might sound crazy, but I guess we have to give him the benefit of the doubt, do we? I'd like to think we do. But yeah, this is wild. Honestly, this is...
Adam Catterall calls it like it is. Jake Paul's failed drug test is not only shocking but deeply disappointing. This wasn't a minor slip-up. It's a total collapse in professionalism. He got exposed by Joshua in the ring, and outside the ropes, the scandal paints him as reckless and untrustworthy. Fans and pros alike are left shaking their heads, questioning how someone could ruin a big opportunity with such careless choices.
Incredibly shocking. When any fighter fails a performance-enhancing drug test, it is incredibly shocking and disappointing.
Liam Goff breaks down the science, but the message is clear. Jake Paul is trapped by his own recklessness. Even small amounts of banned substances stick around, and Paul's attempts to dodge responsibility fail miserably. Combined with his humiliating defeat to Joshua, this cements him as a cautionary tale. The ring exposed his limits, and the lab confirms his arrogance. There's nowhere for him to hide.
Guilty. I'm just chucking it out there. If depending on the amount, that would depend on how long it remains in your system. So from what I can gather, if you've taken a very limited amount, very little amounts, it could stay in your system. Depending on the nature of the test, if it was a saliva test, if it was a urine test, if it was a hair test, it's going to stay in your system a lot longer.
Eddie Hearn highlights the chaos surrounding Jake Paul. This is a fresh scandal, unfolding in real time. With failed tests and legal investigations looming, Paul's reputation is crumbling faster than he can respond. Joshua already humiliated him in the ring, and now the administrative fallout adds another layer of public embarrassment. Fans are watching the meltdown, and it's clear, Paul's antics have consequences, and they're coming hard and fast.
But obviously at the moment, the British Boxing Board of Control aren't. So we have to speak with them, deal with the legal situation and see where it lands. And this is quite fresh. Obviously, I don't even think it's 30 minutes. I think it's more like 10 or 15 minutes since that. And, we'll see what...
Spencer Oliver doesn't hold back. He's completely blown away by Jake Paul's reckless choices. Cocaine in your system while stepping into the ring against Anthony Joshua? That's peak absurdity. Paul not only humiliated himself by losing decisively, but also tarnished any shred of credibility he had. With millions watching, this was a public spectacle of ego, poor judgment, and a total lack of professionalism. It's one thing to fail in the ring, but combining that with banned substances takes humiliation to a new level. Fans, pros, and the boxing community are left stunned, questioning how anyone could be so careless, putting a major career opportunity on the line and spectacularly blowing it.
Blown away by what it is, recreational drugs, cocaine. You just go, how has that got in your system? It's got some explaining to do for one, and you think with what you had on the line and with what you was, what was coming up for you, and the opponent you had in front of you, you just go like cocaine in your system. Yeah, it's just.
Frank Warren emphasizes the seriousness of Jake Paul's situation. With failed tests confirmed and no denial forthcoming, Paul's credibility is in tatters. This isn't just a minor scandal, it's a massive public humiliation. Even though he's entitled to his day in court, the eyes of fans and pros are watching. His loss to Joshua now comes with a side of disgrace. What was already a decisive knockout is now compounded by failed drugs. The boxing community is demanding swift action, as Paul's antics threaten the integrity of the sport. There's no escaping accountability, and this episode ensures Paul's reputation is in shreds, leaving fans shaking their heads in disbelief.
Anywhere, there's lots of talk about, let's see how this works out, and he's entitled to get his day and so forth. Well, it should be dealt with very quickly.
Carl Frampton hits the nail on the head. Jake Paul's actions aren't just reckless, they're horrifying. Failing a performance-enhancing drug test in a sport as brutal as boxing isn't a minor mistake, it's a direct threat to human life. Paul's ego led him to step into the ring against Anthony Joshua, trying to cheat, and yet he still lost spectacularly. The humiliation is total. Banned substances didn't save him, they only magnified his incompetence. 4 high-profile fighters. The standard should be zero tolerance, and Paul just became a textbook example of why rules exist. His name is now linked to scandal, failure, and danger. Fans, pros, and insiders alike are shaking their heads, witnessing the fall of someone who thought social media fame could replace skill and discipline. Paul's career now teeters on the edge, and the boxing world won't forget this embarrassment anytime soon.
High-profile guys getting caught, and it's just horrible. Genuinely, and I know you were about saying, without going fucking fully mental here, I just believe we were caught with any performance-enhancing drug, you should be banned.
Anthony Joshua's words sum up the incredulity felt by everyone watching. It's a shame, a total disgrace. Jake Paul walked into the ring, allegedly armed with banned substances, thinking he could gain an edge, and yet he was utterly dismantled. Joshua didn't just win, he made Paul look foolish in front of millions, exposing both his lack of skill and his reckless, amateurish approach. The failed drug tests only add layers of humiliation, turning what could have been a competitive fight into a circus of incompetence. Fans are left stunned, pros are appalled, and Paul's credibility is in ruins. His attempt to cheat backfired spectacularly, proving that shortcuts never replace real talent, preparation, and discipline. Joshua's dominance ensures Paul's missteps are immortalized in boxing history as one of the most humiliating performances ever.
He's been test positive, yeah.
It's happened, man. It happens in this sport. It's not new. It's happened to me already. I'm just happy I invest in this.
John Fury doesn't hold back. Jake Paul tried to cheat the system with steroids and still got annihilated. It's almost tragicomic. Here's a man desperate to appear bigger, faster, and stronger, yet completely incapable of competing against a seasoned boxer like Joshua. Fury's pity is telling. Paul's arrogance, poor judgment, and blatant disregard for the rules made him a laughingstock. He humiliated himself, letting the world watch as he failed not just in the ring but morally, ethically, and professionally. This is a cautionary tale. No matter how flashy or hyped, you can't fake heart, skill, or discipline. Paul's steroid use didn't just fail to help, it amplified the embarrassment, cementing him as a cautionary figure in boxing history, ridiculed by fans and pros alike.
It is illegal to use your steroids, and that's what he's doing to gain an edge.
Adam Smith's disbelief captures the magnitude of Jake Paul's folly. Failing a cocaine test in combination with losing to Anthony Joshua turns Paul into a public spectacle of shame. The sheer audacity, taking banned substances, stepping into the ring, and thinking he could compete, is staggering. Even insiders like Smith are shocked by the recklessness. Paul's reputation is demolished. He's not just a defeated fighter, he's a cautionary tale of arrogance and carelessness. The boxing world is watching, stunned at how someone could be so careless and audaciously fail on multiple fronts. His career and credibility have taken a monumental hit, leaving him humiliated, ridiculed, and remembered for all the wrong reasons. This scandal will follow him forever.
December, but Eddie said to me yesterday at 60-40, so we don't know. I don't know if that is the case and he's failed a sample for cocaine. That's really surprising, massively surprising.
The Jake Paul saga has reached a shocking climax. Failed drug tests, humiliation in the ring, and a career now overshadowed by scandal. From steroids to cocaine, every attempt to cheat and gain an edge backfired spectacularly, leaving Paul exposed and completely outclassed by Anthony Joshua. Boxing pros and fans alike are calling this one of the most shocking upsets and disgraceful performances in recent memory. Joshua didn't just win, he sent a message. Talent, discipline, and preparation always triumph over shortcuts and arrogance. Now, the boxing world waits to see what repercussions await Paul, while Joshua's reputation soars even higher. Do you think Jake Paul can ever redeem himself, or is this the final nail in his boxing career? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's debate.